I've been feeling a little bit apologetic, I suppose, in talking about the ethereal body, which the enlightened Lila has been travelling around in for the last month or so. The teaching that's been presented here in the Yoga Vasistha is that the yogi, the enlightened yogi, has this ethereal body which is more real than the physical body. In fact, the physical body becomes irrelevant, and the yogi only appears to have a physical body. And I mean, the trouble with this kind of teaching is that it ties up enlightenment, liberation, with the idea of supernormal powers. And I mean, this is common in Buddhism as well. And one of the signs of the Buddha's enlightenment was that he could remember all his past lives. Not only that, but he could see the past lives of others as well. So the Buddha's enlightenment is intrinsically tied up with this siddhi, if you like, this supernormal power. And you know, if this is what enlightenment means to you, you know, the acquisition of supernormal powers, well, good luck to you. Other traditions, particularly the Zen tradition, tend to stress the ordinariness of enlightenment. And I think it's worth balancing these two. There is something of cosmic significance about it, about liberation, about enlightenment. At the same time, there is also something about the ordinariness of enlightenment. And the ordinariness of enlightenment is not something that we find in the Yoga Vasistha. It is giving us the hard sell in a way, and it's not stressing the everyday nature of it. When I first started talking about the Yoga Vasistha, I talked about how it engages the imagination, how it works with stories, and the Yoga Vasistha states quite clearly that it's only stories. I mean, these stories are important, but we shouldn't take away we should get the essence of the story and not take away any extraneous material that the story conveys. And yet, the Yoga Vasistha is trying to provide some underpinning to what we could call the Hindu belief system, the Hindu gods and Hindu notions of medicine and the use of certain techniques or certain ideas. So it's contradicting itself there, but I think we have to stick to that premise of the Yoga Vasistha, that it isn't conveying the truth of certain beliefs. It is pointing us in a certain direction. And there is a tendency to want to believe certain things. I mean, there are wonderful things that are being described here. This idea of the ethereal body. I'm not suggesting that it's not true or that that's a false idea. Not at all. I actually do believe in astral projection. I think it's possible. I'm saying this from my own experience. I haven't got any great facility in astral projection, but there have been spontaneous experiences which I'm sure many people have had. But it's got nothing to do with enlightenment. You know, the people that do astral projection are probably quite exceptional people in many ways. But it's got nothing to do with enlightenment. It's not got anything to do with that realization that all that is going on is the field of experiencing, and the cognitive process which tries to make some kind of conceptual sense of the field of experiencing and builds up emotional relationships with it. The attention gets lost in the field of the attention gets lost in the concepts and notions that we've created, and it's about stepping aside from that, coming back to pure being, coming back to the now, the here and now. So let's not get sidetracked by things like the ethereal body and astral projection and other lives. If that's your interest, then you can pursue that, but it seems to me that that's not really what the Yoga Vasistha is about. But let's enjoy the stories anyway. Vasistha continued. In the meantime, Saraswati restrained Viduratha's jiva from entering into the body of King Padma. So, Viduratha has died on the battlefield, and for some reason he's come back to the body of his previous incarnation, which is lying in state. And Saraswati restrains Viduratha from entering the body. And then, it's a bit of a non sequitur, but the enlightened Lila asks Saraswati, "O goddess, from the time I sat here in contemplation till now, how much time has elapsed?" Seems like an unusual question to ask, but it turns out that Lila is actually dead. Saraswati replied, "Dear one, it is a month since you entered into contemplation. During the first 15 days, your body, on account of the heat generated by pranayama, became vaporized. Then it became like a dry leaf and fell down. Then it became rigid and cold. The ministers then thought that you had died of your own accord and cremated that body. Now, on account of your own wish, you appear here in your ethereal body." So, I'm wondering, Lila doesn't actually express her concern here. I mean, she can't really be concerned about the physical body because the bond with it has melted away, as we found out previously. But you'd think you'd think even for the enlightened being, it might take a bit of adjustment. So perhaps that's what the question is about. She's wondering how much. When she asked how much time, she's thinking maybe there's still a bit of concern for the physical body here, but maybe not. In you, there are no memories of past life, nor latent tendencies brought forward from previous incarnation. So in other words, Lila is now completely free. There's no more momentum from past lives. For when the intelligence is established in the conviction of its ethereal nature, the body is forgotten. Even as in youth one forgets life as a fetus. Today is the 31st day and you are here. Come, let us reveal ourselves to this other Lila. So there we go.